Hey guys, so I just wanted to make a quick video to kind of answer some questions that I had surrounding tarot. And so today's is just going to be a brief overview of the Thoth, Marseille, and Rider-Waite Smith, which are all just systems of tarot. I've also had a bunch of messages asking if tarot is evil, and no, it's not. They're no more good or bad than regular playing cards that you'd use for a game of Go Fish. They're just a tool, an invitation or a prompt to spark personal and spiritual growth, and to bring insight. So traditional tarot has 78 cards. There are 56 minor arcana cards, which you'll also can see referred to as pip cards, and there are 22 major arcana cards. I believe they say that tarot originated in northern Italy and in between the 14th and early 15th century. These are all systems of tarot. They just differ in their symbolism, their artwork, and their details, their meanings, their interpretations. It's whatever you're most connected to, whatever appeals to you the most, and it's whatever you prefer. The Marseille system, you may also see online shorthand as TDM, which is the Tarot de Marseille, was created by Pierre Madinet in 1709. This is a historic system that predates both the Thoth and the Rider-Waite Smith. The Marseille is known for its simplicity and openness in its artwork and its small details as well. The people who use this deck believe that openness allows for further meaning and greater interpretation than other decks. The Marseille also relies more on numerology, and I don't have a Marseille deck, so I will just show you, hopefully you can see it, I'll show you a picture on my phone. It's just not something that I connect with, so I don't, and I'm not a deck collector, so I just don't have one. So that's the Tarot de Marseille. So the next one is the Rider-Waite Smith. You may see it online shorthand as RW or RWS. It was created by Arthur Waite. The artwork was illustrated by Pamela Coleman Smith, and it was produced by the Rider company. So I believe that came about in 1910. So it was predated, the Marseille predates it by quite a bit. So the Rider-Waite Smith came around in 1910, and it used to be referred to as just the Rider-Waite, and now it's referred to as the Rider-Waite Smith, to give Pamela Coleman credit for her artwork. The Rider-Waite system is the one that I use. It has more detail in its cards than the Marseille, especially in the background detail. You can see here. And this is just something that I was more drawn to when I started my tarot journey. So this is that original artwork, and I just have such a respect for it. I really enjoy it. I do have newer decks, like the El Goliath is a deck that I also use. While it is based off the Rider-Waite Smith, and traditional tarot, there are the 78 cards, there are also extra cards, and then also the artwork and the meanings are specific to the creator. So this is his version of the Fool. And the Magician. I love this deck. His artwork is just, all the cards are so beautiful. This is the High Priestess. Then also his guidebook is much more in depth in his meanings. And explanations of his art, which are his own. So again, just like this one, for the Marseille, you can find newer decks that are based off that system, with different artwork and interpretations. So then that brings us to the Thoth system. The Thoth system was first published in 1969, I believe. It was created by Aleister Crowley and painted by Lady Frida Harris. Aleister Crowley created this deck by pulling from various occult systems, and I don't feel drawn to it. People say that to fluently read with this deck that large knowledge of Kabbalah and Hebrew are needed, along with any alchemical symbolism. And then that it helps you to also read the different works that he's done, like the Book of Thoth that's intended to go with the deck. Or Aleister Crowley also created his own like practice or religion called Thelema. But for me, I'm not interested in it. So it's kind of a tough read. It's kind of hard to get through. And so the cards just have a lot of deeper layered symbolism, in my opinion. And I've also heard from people that use or have come in contact with the Thoth deck that it's what we call a boomerang deck. Like you might get it, give it away, put it on a shelf, come back to it, be re-gifted it, and then it just kind of clicks for you and people really enjoy it, but they kind of have struggled with it when they first start with it, just because it does have all this deeper meaning and symbolism that's completely from his own creation. The only reason I decided to forego this system is because I don't care for the works of Aleister Crowley, and I'm not interested in Thelema. So it's not something that was easy to focus on or get through. And maybe like that boomerang effect, maybe it'll come back around and it'll just click for me later in my tarot journey. And again, I don't use this deck, so I don't have the cards, but I will just show you a picture. So this is the Thoth version of the Fool. And again, there are newer decks that are created with this deck in mind based off this system. So if you're not drawn to that artwork, there might be other ones that you're drawn to. Also, if you are drawn to this deck, there are newer books that people have published that other readers say are a little bit easier and not as heavy as the Book of Thoth that will help you get started with this system. So those are just three of the most prominent tarot systems that you'll see. There's also what they call Lenormand cards. So they are kind of standalone. They're kind of their own thing, like not oracle cards, but they don't have the structure of tarot. So a traditional Lenormand deck has 36 cards. It doesn't have any reversals, and while it does have playing card relations, it's just not structured like tarot. It's not deeply layered with the different astrology meanings. People say that it's more of a quick, fast, honest, to the point reading. So this was created by Marie Lenormand, who in the 18th century was a prominent psychic of her time. And now there are like current like Lenormand based tarot and oracle decks both. So it's just kind of its own thing. The Lenormand is said to be a more practical, less intuitive deck that can be read without the deeper knowledge of astrology or esoteric studies. So that's what I know of Lenormand. Also, so then there are oracle cards. Oracle cards differ from tarot in the fact that they lack the structure. They're a free system specific to the creator for both the meanings and the designs. So like here I have my Queen of the Moon Oracle. So as you can see, here's the artwork, and they have like one word on the bottom, one prompt. And then here is the guidebook. So with the artist's interpretation or the creator's interpretation meant for that. And then here is my Earthly Souls Oracle, that they also have one word, but then the guidebook that comes with this has much less. It only has 3 words. So this deck is, the creator wanted this to be read more intuitively and from your what you feel from the cards. And so each oracle deck like that is different. The words and prompts are going to be different. The artwork is different, and the guidebooks are specific to each creator. So that's how tarot and oracle differ. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Again, if there was anything in there that was incorrect, feel free to correct me. I don't read with the Thoth or the Marseille, and so this is just my opinion on them. Again, it's whatever you connect with and whatever you're drawn to, really. And you can start, you don't have to start with the original artwork. You can pick a deck that, if you're into cats, there's plenty of cat tarot decks, I mean, that kind of thing. There's literally tarot decks for everything. So to each their own. If you guys have any other questions, just let me know and I will try to answer them. Hopefully this helps. Okay, see you guys.